You've reached the point in therapy where your child is verbal, they are talking now, but they're only asking for their needs. They are not describing, commenting, or having back and forth conversations. You feel they should be talking more, but you don't know what next to teach them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to teach your child next and how to do it at home. First, why do children learn requesting first? Why is it that children can communicate for their needs, but they are not taking it further than that? In all kids, requesting develops first because this is the most motivating. Children realize that my words get things done. This one word like chocolate can give me this really happy feeling of eating chocolate. So it is a very powerful word and children learn that first. In autistic children, however, this developmental hierarchy of what they learn first varies slightly. There are two other things that develop before requesting or along with requesting. One is regulation. In regulation, words or language actually help a child manage their emotions, to cope with the world, to handle their sensory load. It's not just to get something, but it is to stay stable. They use language. A child repeats, it's okay, when they are anxious, if they did something wrong. Or if they don't want something, they will say bye-bye book or all done book, even though that may not be appropriate in that situation. If they are overwhelmed, they may repeat the same lines from a TV show or a cartoon. They may hum, script, or repeat phrases from TV shows or cartoons when things get overwhelming, there's so much noise, or they don't like something. Why children do this is they need to regulate. They need to bring themselves back to a state of calm, stable feelings and emotions inside their body. They want to soothe themselves. They want to create a predictable, calm environment. Familiar words and scripts are safe. They don't change. They give your child something to hold on to when things are hard or everything is changing around them. Instead of seeing it as meaningless talk or irrelevant talk, see it as language that is being used to regulate. Your child is using whatever language they have right now to cope. Second way autistic children learn communication, apart from just requesting, is replaying experiences. This is when a child uses language that they've heard at some other point, but in a different situation, to make sense of what's happening and to understand that experience. This can be like your child saying, let's go rescue, when they're trying to leave the home, because it's a similar experience and your child is trying to make sense of what's happening and trying to give meaning through those gestalts of how this relates to what they've heard before. Some children, when doing pretend play, they reenact the scenario using the same lines they heard on some cartoon. This means that your child is not just again talking meaninglessly, but they are storing, processing language differently. They are storing language as chunks or gestalts. And these gestalts are stored in your child's mind. They are being processed word by word and they will be used in a different way. So if your child is doing this, you have to know and understand about gestalt language processing. I have a playlist on gestalt language processing explaining in detail what it is, what are the signs of gestalt language processing, and how to do therapy for a gestalt language learner. I'll link it in the description below. Go check it out and learn for yourself. But know that over time, these gestalts will start to break down from long sentences to short phrases and then to individual words. And then those individual words make meaning and can be used to make a whole self-generated sentence later on. These are the stages of how a Gestalt language learner learns. This is also covered in the video. You can go check it out. But I wanted to highlight these two things, regulating language and replaying experience type of language, because in autistic children, these develop simultaneously and it is most often missed or overlooked because it's not requesting, it's not conversation, so it's not ideal, we think. If your child is using language to soothe themselves, to calm down, is repeating certain phrases again and again, it is also a way of language development. It needs to be accepted, acknowledged, and used for their learning. So what to focus on next? I'm going to give you an exact communication map with 5 important functions of communication that you need to focus on. I'm going to be giving you a lot of target phrases. So here's a reminder for you to go take out your pen and paper and start noting all this down. And I want to tell you something really important. It's that language does not develop like a hierarchy or a ladder. So if you're thinking, I've done requesting now, I've taught my child requesting, now I need to go to conversation, or now I need to teach them question and answers. It doesn't really work that way inside your child's mind, because it's like if you're trying to build a house, you don't do one room at a time. You lay the foundation, you put the structural supports, and then you do a little by little here and there. And even if you're cooking, you're not going to finish one single dish for a whole meal and then go to the next dish and the next dish. You have 2-3 pans going on or at the same time at different stages. So instead of thinking of it like a ladder, that is, my child should achieve requesting, then they should do question, then they should do conversation, doesn't work like that. Instead of that, you think of it like a system where parts are brewing, different pots for different skills are brewing continuously, and you're supposed to support each part of your child's language function. The first one is requesting. In requesting, you want your child to ask for things, saying, I want this, give me more of something. And generally, from a child's point of view, they're going to request for 4 basic things, which is food items, apple, banana, makhana, nuts, dates, etc. They're going to request for toys, like I want bubbles, I want my animal toys, I want my coloring set, I want the ball, I want the squishy toy, I want the slime. And they're going to request to go out, like I want to go to my grandparents' house, I want to go to the mall, I want to go to the park, I want to go to school, I want to go in a bike ride, I want to go in a car ride, I want to go for a walk. And activities like I want to go to sleep, I want to do jumping, I want to do exercise, I want to drive the cycle or the scooter, I want to jump in the trampoline. The second type of communication is directing communication or giving other people instruction. This is like, Mama, sit with me, Papa, draw this for me, Ma'am, put on the video, or Mama, play this song, I want to sleep, pat me. This type of communication is very important because it teaches your child autonomy or independence. Like, they can ask for what they want around the people and the people will do it for them. So it teaches them something so important. Many children don't get an opportunity to learn this type of language because the adult anticipates their needs and does it for them, or these types of sentences are not being modeled at home. You have to make sure you're creating opportunities where your child can feel that powerfulness of communication. Like, if I say this, it's something I don't like, will stop. If I use this language, I can change things around me. Along with directing is negative language. So this is like, I don't want it, stop it, I don't like that sound, don't touch me, don't lift me, I don't want to study right now, I can't reach it, I didn't do it. This type of negative language will also build autonomy. This is the second type of language that is even more powerful. It teaches your child that their voice is very important and it can change the environment around them, and they will learn these phrases very quick. I think fourth type of communication is commenting. Now again, many children miss opportunities for commenting because we are so focused on getting responses from your child, and we are not trying to build that casual language, which is really important as your child develops. Along with commenting, something that's really important is shared attention or joint attention, wherein commenting comes only when children want to share with you something that they've seen, noticed, something that made them happy or afraid, and they want to tell you about it. Now, this joint attention is one of the foundations of communication. Many children do not get this type of input because we are spending a lot of time telling them what to do, asking them questions, and expecting words from them. But this type of communication is not requested, it cannot be prompted, it is self-initiated. So these are phrases like, oh, look, Mama, it's raining. Look, what a cute puppy. This toy is so soft. Ouch, the aloe vera plant is very prickly. Papa's tea is very hot. The baby has squishy cheeks. Uh-oh, look, I dropped the towel. Mama, your dress is all wet. Look, I drew a honeybee. Clinically, we see that this is the area where children are not getting enough modeled language input. The fifth one is early sentence combinations. So, when a child is starting to learn language and they're developing beyond the basic requesting, what's happening is they're trying to combine different ideas and express them. So this looks like broken sentences or broken words. So they might be like go car, ice cream. So they're trying to tell you 2 to 3 ideas together, but they don't have the syntax or the sentence structure for it yet. So they're just combining words together, but this is early combinations for sentence making, and this is really important for your child. And you have to encourage more of these sentences, even if they're not grammatical, it's okay for now. But they should be expressing 2 to 3 ideas together to you. So it could be like dog running or water in fridge water. They're not yet perfect sentences, and that's okay. This is very important for kids to first get ideas together and then use language and express them as they learn language. I told you all these 5 most important communication functions. Your question might be, my child is doing the requesting part, so I'm going to work on commenting next. But I'm going to remind you of that system approach I told you. Language is not going to develop one by one. Language is developing on the whole as a whole. For us to understand it, we've divided it into all these categories and we're trying to understand and work out language for us. But within the child's mind and in the child's environment, that's not how language is learned. So instead of asking which stage my child is in, think which functions of communication are they talking a lot of and which is lesser. You might see a child who's requesting a lot, but they're not commenting. A child who's doing a lot of labeling, but they're still not refusing or negating. A child who's using a lot of words, but they're still not sharing attention with you. Look at the distribution of language. When you notice a gap in their commenting, a gap in their rejecting or refusing or negating, that is where you will support more of. Now, I want you to take a moment and reflect about today. So this whole day, let's say you're watching after your child has gone to school, this whole day you've been interacting with your child, you've been talking to them, and how much of your language were comments? Was it a lot of instruction when getting ready, or asking them to do homework, or asking them to eat, sit down, don't run, or was it a lot of modeling on commenting, sharing attention? Now, I don't want you to feel bad like, oh no, I did something wrong. No, the fact that you're watching this video and that you're learning for your child itself shows that you're a good parent and you're trying to improve your child's language, which is a very noble task. You're not doing anything wrong, but you're identifying your gaps where you have missed and you're going to support your child from today. So think of where can I share my attention with my child? Where can I make a comment? Where can I help them find their voice of refusing something or negating something? Where can I ask them to give me directions, tell me what to do, and I'll do it for you? When in the day are they trying to combine 2 to 3 sentences or 2 to 3 words to express a complex idea? And am I expanding their language? Am I telling it back to them? Remember, children don't automatically learn to comment or learn to ask questions or learn all these other functions automatically. They need to be exposed to it first. They need to see a lot of it in real context. It needs to become part of their language environment, which they then take in and start using. Now is not the time just to work on sentences, but it is the time to expand their language, open up into other functions of communication, and help them find more autonomy, share their interest with you, and combine ideas together.